What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at a skip game, and skip is really good right now because you can start buying trees faster than anybody else in the lobby. It's just that simple, and skip is going to be really good in this new trees meta. We're going to start by picking up Lucky plus a Candy Rain there, a little bit of lag, but Lucky is one of the best units that you can pick up on skip as well, because it's probably going to die. Maybe it's enough with this Candy Rain that it will allow us to tie the combat, and then we'll just have really easy econ going into the rest of the game. It's a little bit more risk-free than a prized pig. It's like a prized pig that if it dies, that's actually good for you. So that winds up working out pretty well with skip most of the time, and a Lucky as the first unit that we can purchase on skip. It's actually not even going to die. That Midas, for some reason, only playing one unit. Not sure what happened there. But yeah, what did happen there? That's really weird. I don't know. I guess that Midas wasn't paying attention or something, but we're going to walk away with a win. Can't be too upset. And here I'm looking at the For Glory as our spell in the shop. And this is a really, really weird board. But we can actually win a For Glory. As long as our stag gets to attack, we'll probably win the For Glory. And if we don't, then we get the Lucky Trigger this time. So I feel like that's going to be good enough for us. We could lock just for Ogre Princess. I'm not super excited about the other options in the shop, but locking for Ogre Princess isn't that bad, and I feel like we're kind of covered either way. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to be gaining some type of bonus, and does look like this one will actually just barely be a draw, but that's fine. We're still going to get the Lucky Trigger, even though we didn't get the For Glory. We could have, the other scenario is we just take the Ogre Princess there, but then we would have lost the combat too, so we would have gotten a little bit more econ, but we would have wound up losing the combat and losing some health, and if we can avoid doing that, I think that that's better. I'll pick up the Creeper as well as the Ogre Princess and the Sugar and Spice here, thanks to the Lucky Trigger landing I don't know what it landed on. Did it land on the Creeper or the Ogre Princess? Well, either way, this is a pretty good pickup for the turn, and with this Stag Trigger, we should be walking away from this one pretty nicely, though, actually, yeah, this is going to be tough. We are going to get a Slay, which is good, but we're also going to get a loss and take 6 damage, so a little bit unfortunate. A lot of opponents here bringing the power, and we are going to be able to play a pretty nice board this turn too. We are going to be able to grab a Polywoggle, which we can put behind the Stag, and now we're potentially getting a tier 5 unit on whatever turn this is, turn 4, right? And then we'll also pick up the Medusa, and then I will go for the Beauty's Influence on the Creeper. Just to give Creeper with a little bit more health actually winds up being a whole lot stronger. Could see locking Sporko here. It's good with Polywoggle and it's good with the Stag, though Polywoggle might be able to slay on its own. Anyways, we're pretty new into the game, and then we also have this prized pig, which I think was a pickup from the Ogre Princess. So playing at a lot of different angles here, working towards econ, and also playing a strong board while working towards creating some interesting ideas for the future. So honestly, I like a lot of what we are throwing together in this one. And we are going to be able to get in there with Medusa, take out the Vampire, and then Stag gets to attack, so this is going to be a win. We do see that this Potion Master chose to try to pick up some XP. Now, unfortunately, our Polywoggle is not going to get the Slay against that statue. The statue was just slightly too big, having 1 extra health. So that's unfortunate that the Polywoggle doesn't get the Slay, but we did still get the Greedy trigger, so that's kind of interesting. And yeah, we can potentially make some nice stuff happen with that. Interestingly here, we've got the True Love's Kiss. And what is nice about this True Love's Kiss is if we slay with the Polywoggle this turn, it'll turn into a tier 5 unit, and then we can True Love's Kiss it, and it's a tier 6 unit. And that will just be like vastly ahead of the rest of the lobby. We'll have a tier 6 unit on natural 4.0, so that's pretty good. I am looking at some options here in terms of things that might be able to, you see, I'm just trying really hard to get the Polywoggle in, and then I want to protect this second stag by picking up the Lady of the Lake. Not sure why I thought I had to sell the Sleeping Princess for that, but must have just not calculated my gold correctly and didn't realize that I could have held on to that. But no matter, we will, sometimes I don't look at the gold, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in my own little world. But we are going to get one stag trigger onto the Polywoggle, but this opponent just has so many, what are these things called? Donkeys, that are really, really doing us dirty here, just spawning a bunch of free units. And unfortunately, it's going to be a loss, and it's going to be a loss where we take 7 because we spawned so many units for them. So really unfortunate. We also don't get the Polywoggle trigger. So just an awkward combat all around. At this point, we could use the Sporco that we just picked up to support the Polywoggle, though it's also 4.2. So next turn, we're going to be seeing level 5 units anyways. So we might just want to not play the Polywoggle at this point in the game. We'll be able to pick up a Lucky and grab a tier 3 treasure. And Cloak of the Assassin, kind of cute, could pump up the Polywoggle, but this is a pretty clear treasure map as we are going to be going into our 5.0 next turn. So hopefully we'll be able to grab some 9 Sea Terrors or Lancelot or even just a whole bunch of burning trees. And on this last turn, I am looking at the fact that I could potentially try to sell some things to pick up this Heartwood Elder, but I'm just going to go for the free roll here, and I'll throw in this Ogre Princess in the back to kind of facilitate potentially getting some additional econ here. Honestly, we're not that weak. Despite losing a decent amount of combats here, I think we're actually decently strong. We've just got to have the combat RNG go a little bit more in our favor. You could see up at the top of the screen, we were actually 40% to win the last combat, 50% to lose, and then around 5% to tie. But just didn't work out for us. And you can see against this beauty, we're going to look a lot stronger, hitting them for 12, which is more than anybody has even hit us for. So that definitely makes me feel a lot better. 96% to win on that one. Not sure how we lose that combat, but it's possible, I suppose. Definitely want to at least consider the Lance. The other thing, the reason that, potentially having some pauses, like, do we just want to try to pick up burning trees? Because that is the name of the game right now, and is that just going to be more worth our time to just pursue burning trees as much as we can? I'm also looking here that I could sell 5 units and pick up this 9 Sea Terror, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. Just try to pursue as many angles as possible for this tier 7 treasure, because that can really give you some power and some direction going into the end game. If we could pick up like a Holy Grail or something on our 6.0 while the rest of the lobby is on 5.1, well, obviously that is pretty fantastic. So we are going to be looking pretty good here against this Geppetto. They only have this donkey to do some summons, but we're going to be able to take them out, hit them for 8 as well. And Lancelot is up to 16, so we are getting close. We are a Queen's Grace away. And a Slay trigger. So there we go. We can pick up a Burning Tree and a Queen's Grace with this econ exactly. So that's going to be pretty good. I'll pick up the Queen's Grace for the Lancelot, and then the Burning Tree, and we're looking to, as long as this Lancelot can slay, we're looking to make a tier 7 treasure next turn. So pretty fantastic stuff. I will play around with a few different ways that we can make this board work. It's pretty interesting in terms of what we can do here with the stag and the Lady of the Lake plus the Sporco, and then we also have this Medusa. This is a really interesting board, but the one thing that I do know is we want this Lance in the first position, supported by the Sporco. That is potentially going to get us the level 7 treasure and just send us so far beyond. This game is going to be a little bit similar to yesterday's video. I don't think I mentioned that at the beginning, but we're playing trees. We get the treasure map. We've got the Lancelot here to proc the treasure map, and then off of the Lancelot, it's probably in the thumbnail already. Actually, I think it isn't in today's video. I don't think I'm going to put Round Table in the thumbnail back to back, so I'll spoil it right now. I just did. This is going to be another Round Table game, and in this one, we are going to be able to go so much farther than what we did in yesterday's video. We are going to send this one all the way to the moon and beyond. So, Round Table is really good. Magic Sword, again, always a consideration when you are thinking of trees, but I think we're strong enough that we can just take this Round Table. You got to remember the rest of the lobby, despite this lobby only including 5 players at this point, the rest of the lobby's on 5.0 right now because we're skip. So this is just a game that is ending quickly. Pick up the Candy Rain because it also is going to pump up the Lancelot, so that's just kind of like a cute little trick because the Lancelot transforms in the shop, so you can use Candy Rain to power that up. And really just rolling for Burning Trees this turn. There's not much else that we can do with what we got going on. And then we do also want to think about this Round Table bonus because all of our things are going to get rounded out here. Then I pick out some eggs. Oh, I didn't realize that was egg number 2 and 3. So, of course, we got to go for this Easter egg. That's going to give all of my upgraded units +3/+3. And then I will grab a Cindy to be able to grab a treasure or something. It's just something to do at the end of the turn. But pretty silly here to pick up the Easter egg treasure. It will help us do some scaling, especially because we are ahead of the rest of the lobby, as you can see. So it could definitely do some work for us. We are going to lose most of our front line here, though it doesn't look like my opponent's back line is super strong. We'll just have to take this out slowly because they got the ranged units and our backline isn't that strong either. But Lancelot will get some nice scaling in, and then it will get additional scaling off of the Easter egg treasure. So there we go. It's something. Plus it's +3/+3 for everything, so not too shabby either. I'll take a 9 Sea Terror, and I'm glad that I did because then we get to pick up a Mimic Chest. And Mimic Chest, Round Table, typically you wouldn't think it does anything because Round Table says make attack equal to health. That's not something that you can really repeat. However, there's 2 things where that does work, and we're going to be playing both of them in this trees comp. Those 2 things are, it works really well with Burning Tree because Burning Tree will never get even stats, and Echo Wood will also never really gain even stats because when other things gain stats off of the Round Table, Echo Wood is gaining all sorts of wonky stats, which means that another Round Table trigger will continue to round out an Echo Wood if we can find one, and we're going to. So we are going to pick up a Earthquake to end the combat, tick down on the Cindy. Don't really think that we have to at this point because we are probably not replacing any of these treasures with a tier 2 treasure, though I guess if we got runestones, I'd consider that. And maybe even with this Nutcracker, I would consider picking up a questing treasure. There's a small chance that we'd go for either one of those. Burning Tree is going to take out my opponent's Medusa, so that is pretty nice, and the Nutcracker also going to be pretty reasonable once it gets rounded out after getting the Ashwood buff, because that's going to mean that it has 30 health, so the Nutcracker is going to wind up getting a treasure sooner rather than later, as it gets 2 hits from this turn, surviving my opponent's Oni King. Lancelot won't get to slay, but everything still on the board gets +2/+2 from the Mimic Chest Easter egg, which means Burning Tree is actually getting +2/+4. Could consider taking the Green Knight, and I guess I have to. At only 2 gold, I think you have to pick up that Green Knight there. That's just too good. That's going to give 10 extra health to the Ashwood, which then gives 10 extra attack to everything, and then gives it 10 extra health as well, and the Burning Tree is even weirder with all that. We could decide to pick up a Heartwood Elder. It's reasonably early enough. I think that it is like just about to be 6.0, but we'll just keep on rolling because I really just want to find those Echo Woods, Ashwood Elms, and Burning Trees. So that is the whole goal there. I will go for a True Love's Kiss on the Nyan Sea Terror, see if we can't get that to turn into a tree or a Hercules, because those would be great pickups, but we are not going to get anything super impressive from that, and then I will lock onto a Knighthood to use for next turn. And Knighthood is going to mean that we can turn Ashwood Elm into a 50 health thing that gives everything else plus 100 attack, which then obviously means that they're getting plus 100 health as well with the Mimic and the Round Table. So the numbers get to get pretty nutty here once you are basically this ahead of the rest of the lobby and have the Round Table. We were ahead enough that we were able to get the Round Table, and then once we got the Round Table, we were able to keep getting ahead because we are just so strong. We can just roll specifically for these trees. Are going to get another tier 4 treasure this turn, but this one is going to be a skip. It is too late in the game to make any of these things work. I'll go for the Knighthood on the Ashwood Elm, and that's basically it, though I do still have a little bit of extra gold to make use of. I guess my opponent had a prized pig or something. Not super sure how I got that extra gold, but this turn basically completes itself. We'll just Knighthood, roll twice, and then we are back into combat against Snow Angel. And you can see this Burning Tree is just absolutely huge, into the hundreds now. All of my units are into the hundreds, or at least all of my trees are. The Lucky is still small enough that it can die if it gets attacked into, which hopefully it can. We'll get a little bit of extra econ there if the Lucky goes down, so that's nice. And then Lance can finish it off, and then we've got 2 Easter egg triggers as we take the Snow Angel out. And we might be on to the finals here if Wonder Waddle can kill this Krampus. No, not quite. They cannot quite kill the Krampus, which is great for us, because that means we got more time to really scale this board to some crazy proportions. I'm considering the Gigantify or Hugify there. I'm considering the spell, but I decide against it, and look at this shop. We cast a lucky coin to get the Cindy trigger, which is just going to be good because it means that we can skip on the treasure and purchase all 3 of these units. So I think I'm just making sure we can get all 3. Yeah, we only have to sell 2 more things now, and I can pick up another Ashwood. So pretty incredible stuff here. Let's sell the Lucky. We're not going to use that, and then have to sell 1 more thing. Sure, the Humpty, the Sporko, it's all the same. We're gonna get rid of it all, and then I'll put in this Echo Wood too. But now we have an absolutely massive board, and yeah, this is just an incredible showing here from the Round Table Mimic Chest, and you'll see how big these Echo Woods get. I'm even gonna frontline 1 of them just so that way we can deal a little bit more damage by having this Echo Wood in the back. Or not Echo Wood, Nutcracker in the back. So here we go. Just absolutely insane numbers you can see on the Echo Woods, up to the 3,000. Well, I guess the health is the more relevant number, but almost 4,000 attack and then over 2,000 health. So that is pretty incredible numbers. We're not quite going to get a kill onto this Wonder Waddle though, which again is great because it means that we get to stick around for a little bit longer. Unfortunately, the Krampus goes down to the Ghost, so that is going to be the end of this one. And then I go for Drink Me Potion and find Lucky Coin plus the Knighthood. So interesting decision here. What do you want to Knighthood? And I haven't quite done the math. I think that it might be Ashwood Elm. There's a chance you're supposed to Knighthood Burning Tree because that makes the most use of the Mimic Chest Round Table. Though obviously Ashwood, pumping that pumps everything. Pumping the Burning Tree pumps the Echowood. Pumping the Echowood is also pretty sweet though, and I just want to try to make the biggest unit possible. I think there's no way we are losing that one. You see 100% chance to win up in the top corner. We'd have to get ridiculously scammed, and even still, it's not going to be possible. And there we go. Ashwoods, or Echowoods rather, to the moon. Our upgraded Echowood almost at 10,000 attack and almost 5,000 health. So pretty incredible stuff. We'll see what type of scam comes out of my opponent's pumpkin, but there's no way that you are scamming these huge Echowoods. They'd have to scam literally all 5 of our units, so it's not going to happen. They do find one scam. They do find a Medusa, but that's not going to be enough. I guess they could have found 5 scam, though. They could have found 3 Ashwood, or 3 Medusas and 2 Rotten Applewoods. But that's not going to happen. We're even going to get the Easter egg trigger to grow our stuff a little bit more, and that is going to be it. So there we go. I think that was a really, really good performance with Skip, and Skip is just really, really good right now with trees because you can just buy them all up before anybody has a chance, as long as you play the early game somewhat conservatively or get a little bit lucky. That's going to be it for me today, guys. 2 videos coming tomorrow. 1 video in 12 hours, another one in 12 hours after that. Both of the videos are kind of the same, so I figured I would deliver both of them to you on Sunday, though we also have the big spring championships tomorrow as well. But that's going to be it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.